All right, as kids are making their way back to the classroom, it's a good time to remind ourselves the rules of the road, especially when it comes to those school zones out there. Let's bring in friend of the show, GDOT spokesperson, Natalie Dale. Welcome back, Natalie.
Thank you. I've missed you these past couple weeks. I'm so glad to be back, especially during this busy time of the year on our roads.
Oh, yeah, kids going back to school. What's the single most important thing drivers should remember when it comes to traveling through those school zones?
Oh, if there was just one thing to remember, it would be too easy. We have so many things to remember. But let's start off with traffic patterns are about to change because people are going back to school, kids are going back to school, teachers are going back to school. Everyone's time in the morning kind of condenses, where during the summer, as a parent, it may not matter when you leave your house, but when kids have to be at school on time, we really condense that morning commute. So we have a bigger peak earlier in the morning, and also we have so many school buses coming to our roads, which is going to slow down your trip. So we really want you to plan ahead, because if you're used to that leisurely trip into the office, you might get frustrated if you're stuck behind a school bus. That might make you want to speed or through a school zone or pass a school bus. And that's where we get into some of these very dangerous situations surrounding more walking around schools, more buses around schools, more cars on the road at different times. So really a lot to take into consideration as kids get back to school.
Yeah. Do you see more common mistakes than others when people are trying to get around these school buses or just sit there trying to wait, and what can the public do to reduce those risks?
Well, I think people are still sometimes confused about the rules on passing a school bus. So make sure you are familiarizing yourself with those rules surrounding school zones and surrounding school bus. If a school bus is on the other side of a road and it's not divided by an island, you can't pass, even if you're on the other side of the road, if it has its stop sign out. Here's a little secret. I'm going to narc on myself. I've gotten a ticket before for passing a school bus on the wrong side of the road. Did I mean to? No. So everyone just needs to prepare yourself for the different rules of the road. Also, speeding in school zones. There are some school zones now in Georgia that have speed cameras that are activated during some school time hours. So you want to be aware of that. Of course, even if that camera's not there, don't speed in a school zone. There are children walking, biking, families getting through there, drop-offs, pickups happening throughout the day. So you just want to be aware that there are children around. We have educational campaigns within schools to teach kids their roles and responsibilities in traveling to school. So we just want to remind motorists of their responsibilities as well.
Yeah, one of those initiatives you have is called the Safe Route to School program. Tell us all about that.
So Safe Routes to School is a program sponsored by Georgia Department of Transportation. We spend a lot of time educating kids about the importance of looking at their community. Can you walk to school? Can you bike to school? And how do we do that safely? How do we navigate through that situation safely? We also have situations where we go out with community leaders. We go out with local governments and walk areas around schools to see if they are walkable and bikeable. We do what we call, these walking systems where we look at what's in the neighborhood. Are there adequate crosswalks? Do the rules and regulations of our roads, can we add more crosswalks? Can we add more visibility? Does a neighbor need to trim back their bushes so that kids can see cars coming down the road? Is there a dog that is off leash that's scaring kids going to school? Can we have a conversation with community leaders with that neighbor to make sure that they're securing their pets during this time? So a lot goes into making sure that kids can get by foot, by bike, or by car to school safely.
Yeah, sounds like you're all over it as usual, Natalie Dale. Thank you so much for
We
joining
are.
us today, and appreciate you. Have a good day. Have a good day.